let's go Cam Talbot. If you're going to start moving pieces, and a lot of talk about Cam Talbot, are we now going to see the potential UFA on the move who is going to return to the lineup tonight after missing the last 9 games with a lower body injury?
So with Talbot, guys, I think the recent play of Sogaard has kind of made people feel a little bit better about things, potentially, if you need somebody to come in and take the reins for a little while. I think he's played really well.
Yeah.
So, and I think a lot, what the Senators do from here on to the trade deadline, I don't think they make a move until, at the earliest, maybe the day before, because they really want to see what's going on. Because maybe if they get hot here and they win, I don't know how many games are before the deadline, let's just say 5, and they reel off 5 in a row here, maybe you keep Talbot. But thinking ahead, I don't know if it makes a lot of sense. If you can get something for Talbot, I think you go ahead and you move him, just because, again, thinking when this team is going to be, I see them next year as a potential playoff team, 2 years from now, a very good team, because their core, I really like the core. So is Talbot at that age going to be the guy? From what I've seen so far this year, it's been up and down. We've seen great Talbot. We've seen Talbot inconsistent. So I'm still unsure of what you get from Talbot 2 years down from now. So maybe if you'll sign a 1-year deal, 2-year deal, who knows? But I think what I said earlier, if you can get something, I think I would probably move them, because you got to think future with Cam Talbot.
Yeah, that definitely factors in. I mean, look, things do change if all of a sudden you win 5 in a row. Like Detroit, all of a sudden they're on a bit of a heater and they're in the mix, and they've pulled Bertuzzi off the market, and Yzerman saying, well, maybe we're going to add now. I don't think they get too much in the rental market, but they're in a position to potentially add now because of all the games they have in hand of Florida and the Islanders, and similar situation here. But with Talbot, I know there's interest. There are teams that have reached out. I know Vegas is a team recently that has been poking around on Cam Talbot to see if they can, maybe figure something out. Yorkie, I agree with you in terms of making these types of moves, whether it's Talbot or somebody else on the roster. I could see them waiting. I could see them for 2 reasons. One, maybe all of a sudden you climb and you're right in it, and you got to show your fan base at the same time as much as the guys in the room, well, we're going to make some changes, but we're going to try to keep certain players as our own rentals, because we think we got a shot at least making things fun come April. Yeah. The other element here is, if you're looking at the team, the future aspect of it, you want to keep, because they are, no secret, obviously they're for sale, and we want to see how this team is going to look down the road. I'm curious to see how they move forward from making some additional changes with that thought process in mind too, because it's also, you want to focus on the future and you want to focus on the bigger picture here rather than just the push. But I'm wondering if they're also just kind of in the back of their minds thinking, well, I got to look good here in front of the new bosses, so I got to make sure I'm making the right moves that factor in for this team now and down the road to prove that I'm the right guy to kind of lead this charge.